Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's date some demons together.
Yeah.
We really do just sort of dance here while it's loading.
It's
just sort of like
it's pretty
whippling back and
bad.
forth. All right, so we just made Levi really unhappy.
Really angry. Angry
Super.
boy.
So angry that he grew a tail. Aha!
I believe you are going to Battles via quiz. Weren't you? All through violence.
That was probably the idea. Yes.
I am an angel, by the fucking way.
Yeah, he's a big wing, tiny little flappers. Tiny little
He
flappers.
really is kind of a big wing. Holy crap.
He's adorable.
You're out of control.
Let me posture
Levi.
at you with my tiny wings.
I'm
Adorable.
here.
I just imagine this experience of I'm grumpy at you instead of like that whole thing of hand slapping. You just have this
Right. Honestly,
tiny little wings.
I really do like the usage of the peacock eyes.
That's fun.
As multiple eyes.
Yeah.
That's a very clever convention to get around. They're like, no, we can't make them actual horror monsters. I'm like, no, we all know the truth.
We all know
it's
what's
okay.
happening.
All y'all who've been following us, we all know the truth. It's okay.
We know. It's
we know.
all right. You're
They're all
actually
giant
horrifying.
fucking monsters.
It's fine.
Lucifer.
Hi. Him like, but I was posturing with my abs, dude.
Oh, he does have abs.
I know, right?
Why the hell do you have abs?
Because he put them on with his human suit.
Okay, so actually I've heard some really cool things about some people who have been like American otaku, or people who've just really been big fans of anime, or just like some anime. They've literally used anime as an inspiration for their own bodybuilding
Oh, it's
routines,
true.
and it's super cool. It's
Actually,
like,
there's
they're like, anime inspired me to take care of my body. Not just, hey, I wanted to get big, but going like, I wanted to take care of myself.
There's actually a video I watched a while ago that was really cool where there was an individual who was talking about how he'd never been able to get into any kind of a workout routine or really stick to any kind of a regime, but he loved these animes like Dragon Ball, and he liked Bleach, and he liked One Piece. And in there's all these characters who train. Every one of them, you will see their training montages, their training regimes, and them training and pushing themselves harder and trying harder. And in like Naruto, same kind of thing. And he's like, and I admired all these
shonen
characters.
anime.
And so he went and he started training, and he would, made like AMVs and stuff of their, workouts to work out with. And he said it was super awesome. And he's like, you also, if you find someone who inspires you, it doesn't matter if they're not a real person, go do it.
Right, absolutely.
All right. What? Unbelievable. Just as Leviathan was about to strike, who should step in and stop him? But the one and only himself.
Lucifer.
Simply incredible.
It's okay, I was gonna sit down.
I thought I was sitting.
No.
Oh, I'll sit. Is that
Like,
a chair?
Voips into a chair. Slowly, like,
I'll
starts
sit,
sliding
turns
into a chair. I haven't seen you leap to someone's rescue like that in quite some time, Lucifer.
It's his project, it's fine.
It's okay.
The human is his project. Cut my throat.
Oh, Levi, go back to your room and cool off.
Just go. Cool
Have some
off.
weed. You just.
Here, let me give you a pile of these things. I'm like, the suspenders are kind of hilarious.
It's
sorry,
sort of.
you look so much like a rave boy.
Kind of, yeah, it's okay.
With a tail.
I'm also like, yeah, you really were just like, no, he's a water monster. And I'm like, but why?
Is he a water monster? That's
Well,
not
like
a
with
water
a weird-
monster tail at
No,
all.
not at all.
He's more lizard.
Right.
More reptile than amphibian.
Maybe.
Right. Levi, you heard what he said, right?
Yeah.
So do I get to borrow your soundtrack? I'm interrupting in the middle of all of this. Can I borrow your soundtrack?
Honestly, being a boomer, I'd be like, all right, by the way, soundtrack, I win.
Yeah, see, I've won, so hand over your soundtrack. No, go to your room. Not before you give me
I
the
need
soundtrack.
the soundtrack.
I'm trying to
My
move
bro.
the plot forward. I need the sound. I earned it.
I
Right.
needed it. What is it, Mammon? You look like you want to say something.
No,
I can't
I don't want to say nothing. You can do it. My friend's gonna die here. So, what are we gonna do now? How are we supposed to have our competition without Levi? I guess this means the competition ends in a draw. Neither one of them won. Oh, because that wasn't
Somebody like turns like one of the demons in the crowd. Man lost to a question, so that's technically not a draw. That's actually a solid win for Levi.
Yeah, because Levi didn't get anything wrong and Man did. And just because he could answer something extra doesn't mean he answered more questions. So are we doing standard tally marks, or are we just like, who's the more of a shitlord?
Yeah.
I gotta know. I've got an idea. You should give your guest free cafeteria meal tickets as a parting gift. 50 years worth ought to do the trick. Yes!
Still, I have to say, I find it surprising that you'd go out of your way to just rescue a mere human, Lucifer. Very surprising!
Let's just rub it in that, you know, you need to pay attention to the fact that demons are acting abnormal around you, human.
Human! Man, yes. Don't you agree, Mammon?
You know, it's really fine. Huh? Why are you asking me?
As the oldest, it is naturally my duty to clean up my younger siblings' messes.
Are you calling me a mess?
Yes.
Man, excuse you.
You're not a... what?
He just thought of that.
Oh,
Oh, look! It's back to our aesthetic Pinterest bedroom!
my favorite bedroom is made of aesthetics!
Yes!
Woo! They're all, honestly, like, partly I want to believe that the bed is made out of, like, plastic or some shit.
Right?
And you're like, I can't sleep! Literally, because this is hell bed.
Because this thing is a molded, 3D printed nightmare.
Right? Or basically something where you're like, oh yes, I will sleep on the bed. And it's just sort of like an illusion of a bed.
It's an idea of
An
a
idea
bed.
of a bed, and because you're just like, oh yes, bed!
Or
The bed
someone
is like, I don't know what that is at all.
watched an obscure Netflix show and they went, sometimes expensive is worse.
Oh, God. That's not a Netflix show. That was a
on
YouTube
Netflix?
show.
Oh, sorry, YouTube show. My bad, YouTube show. I quoted it wrong. So, you made it out of that without being attacked. Only ended up falling on your butt and spraining your wrist. Excuse me.
Man, I'm sorry. I think I'm perfectly well contained.
What is it? Man trying to walk while all the demons are rushing aggressively out of the competition room. And, you know, Asmodeus has spilled everything on the floor. He just gets shoved over.
Asmodeus totally spreading over the floor going, no, I need to lick it up. And all these tongues just start slurping all over the floor.
Yes.
And these little, like, they look like little feet or like little things just sort of like, you're like,
Squeeze
this looks like
along.
something out of like, you know,
Slither.
Studio Ghibli film. It's more horrifying.
Right.
It sort of just like bubbles and boils over and starts sucking things up.
Yay! And so you're getting shoved along by this crowd of demons while you're trying not to step on these things, and you just fall, you get just shoved, like slip on, you know, a bunch of gin.
Perfect.
It's fine. Or you slip on the saliva, perhaps.
Right. Oh, maybe.
Just,
So maybe we did actually like truly hurt ourselves getting
yeah,
that. Which seems...
and then we try to catch ourselves because we're not falling on all the demons, and we sprain our wrist.
Aw, dang.
It's fine. Damn. You know, so
Ow.
I can say that because of all of your guys' aggressive carelessness and the fact that I am not used to your horror world, sure, man falls on their butt. Seriously. Could you be any more of a klutz? Dude, you also fell down. By the way, since Asmodeus was distressed, the entire floor of that room
Became Asmodeus.
slowly turned into a creature. And it was very challenging to walk on, I tell you.
It was a time, and Asmodeus, as much as like he loves attention, he doesn't like touches.
But everyone going, he's letting people like, don't walk on me. It starts growing teeth while people are stepping on it going, oh, ha!
Right?
How did you sprain your wrist? Well, you see. I fell on a demon and accidentally impaled them on one of Asmodeus' teeth.
An error.
It was bad. You humans really are way less physically capable than us demons.
Man, you call that physically capable?
Yeah.
I just call that slime.
I just call that, I'm not used to walking on organs.
Flubber!
Flubber.
Flubber! That's what you are! You are made of flubber!
We're gonna bounce our way out of the... We cracked her. We actually hit our ass and our wrist on the ceiling, bouncing on the flubber.
God.
Ow. Hey, that's because you don't eat enough. And unlike us, they don't eat the right things. Oh, that's because they don't eat enough. They don't eat the right things. Stop churning everything back to food, Beal. It cures all ills.
No, food.
Actually, why are you even here anyway? I escorted the human back because you're all being stupid and because they have food and because I've eaten food with them before. You know, we did pizza one night. It was really good.
It was awesome.
Hi. Seems to me that you've spent an awful lot of time here ever since that night of the DVD marathon. Yeah.
Oh my god, more of this weird calling out of going, how dare you spend time with the demon? How about you spend time with the man?
Every one of them going, have you noticed that you're spending so much time around the human? Going, there's literally nothing else. There's no
one else in this game!
Yes.
Okay, Simeon isn't breaking down our door and spending so much time with the human.
It's
Luke
fine.
isn't banging down the door and spending so much time with the human. None of them are...
It's fine, it's only you
fine.
guys.
That's all there is, you guys. Like, those are the only characters.
Well, so have you. I mean, you've even left a cell phone charger here, and a toothbrush too. That's how much you're over here. Him
Since
watching
when?
the TSL marathon, brushing his teeth aggressively.
So the thing is like, this feels really strange again. This is more feels like for the player more than for the character. The character would have already been like, oh my god, your shit's here. Like, you would have already found out.
Yes.
The thing is this is supposed to be a cute-ass reveal. If you're invested at all in the kind of way that the game would like you to be invested in this theoretical idea of hot fictional men hanging out in your room, and they are basically solidly adults in high school, which is strange to me. That's okay.
It's fine.
But
I always thought of this as university, like college, not high school. That's what I mean from the beginning.
See, and I just never have, because it keeps doing because the weird school uniform thing.
Yeah,
like
I guess.
that's.
College uniforms, let's make it a thing.
I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing at all.
No, it's not a thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah.
Say,
But I'm
okay.
like, I feel like your character would already know this. So
and be like,
this is more of a
there
reveal.
should be a quest. Return, Mammon's toothbrush.
Right?
Return Mammon's phone charger. There should be a phone call going. I left a charger at your place.
Right? I don't know.
Like-
I'm just like, I find some of this character stuff sometimes to be really exasperating, where they're like, yeah, play in a story, do things, but what we're going to also do, though, is surprise you, entertain you, and going, these hot people who are clearly sort of desirable,
Are framed as desirable.
Yes. Look, they're living in your space now, and have
Hanging
been
around
for a
you.
while.
And they're
like,
hanging around you so much that they're even shitting on each other for it. And it could be taken as jealousy or as judgment. You get to decide. For me, I'm just going...
The ambiguity is really irritating.
It would be freaking hilarious to be like, they're hanging out in the room because it's the human room when man's not even around.
Right?
So it's the kind of thing if you come back and there's just a charger there and everything's so freaking weird anyway, you're just like, whatever.
Like, honestly, like, weird shit that would not surprise me. Like,
Yeah.
of all the weird things that have probably happened in poor man's life.
However, can you imagine this experience of both of them standing in front of you, looking at you rather
still
than at each
cannot
other
put that down, I
while
know.
they're talking to each other? Like, it's so...
How do you know that they don't have a mouth that doesn't open up on the side of their arm and they just kind of talk to each other? And they sort of go, we understand human beings need strong eye contact at all fucking times.
And sometimes when you're looking nervous, they just grow more eyes to encourage the eye contact.
And you're like, oh god. So if you ever are like afraid of people staring at you, or again, which I think is funny, that if you come from other cultures where actually looking directly at each other is really fucking rude,
Or
actually.
extremely personal.
Right?
Like making direct eye contact.
Right? I actually wonder how popular theoretically is this game in other parts of the world where sustained eye contact is considered to be really goddamn rude.
And so both of them are just staring at you, trying to do eye contact with the viewer all the time. I don't know, but I'm just like imagining this, and you're standing there for this conversation while they tell each other things that you would have to know.
Right?
It sounded like the weirdest, most pettiest thing, like in all ways. Like if you're outside of the, they've been spending time in my room, and you're in the, I'm standing here as a middle-aged boomer,
right?
Retirement age boomer, and listening to them talk about stuff that we've clearly all been involved in an expositional kind of weird way,
Right?
And you're like, you demons are so strange, but everything else is so strange. It's not really that much worse.
It's true.
It's really, you know what? There it is.
Where's my Van Halen when I need it?
Well, that's because, I've got to look after this human, don't I? It's my job. Mammon, you're doing a terrible job with those bandages.
Oh, they're So there's another thing that also kind of bothers me, where it's just sort of like, we don't really seem to have like an involvement or agency, and also like, we're not being told really what's going on. There's so much, you get to guess what the hell you're doing in the room or what they're doing to you in the room.
And
like, it feels sort of creepy.
I kind of like the Eldritch Horror idea and the really like strong, just like not understanding your culture really hard.
Right?
Where you're doing a terrible job with those bandages. Them gently bandaging a shoe sitting on your floor kind of thing.
Right?
While you're like literally in like you're at a table yourself bandaging your own damn
arm,
wrist.
right?
And they're like, I am helping by tying a bandage on this shoe. This is part of the human.
But the thing is also, for me, there's like a serious amount of like dissonance for what's going on, because then I'm like, I have no attachment to really what's going on here. Oh, you hurt yourself. You're like, did I hurt myself? What the hell happened?
You're just
There's
telling
so fucking little information being given the player / the character.
There's a whole lot of this happened off screen, and you get to hear about it secondhand rather than we would have experienced this. So again, if we did it, it'd be super weird to have them exposit it to us every single time.
Right.
And while the player can have an experience, it really pulls you straight out of the damn story.
Oh yeah, constantly.
Or at least for me, I'm suddenly going, as a reader, oh, you're telling me what happened to me, so I'm not me, I'm the reader.
Right?
And going, okay, but are they talking to me, the player, or me, the character?
I don't know. I don't like this. This always irritates me in regards to games because they're just like, you need to pick who you're writing for.
Are you
doing
just
first person perspective? Are you doing second person, third? Pick your point of view and stick to it. Stop jumping around. Like,
It will make your quality so much higher. All right.
Yes.
Hey, shut up. I've never had to wrap someone's wrist before, okay? I don't even know how it works.
It's my goddamn shoe.
There's a man over here gently putting a brace on their own wrist, and you're just tying bandages around their shoe.
I did it aggressively.
You think I'm doing such a bad job? Then why don't you do it, Beal? Throws the shoe at them. Man, casually, his own sense of humor. Ow.
Man, here's just oh, ow.
Oh, ow. Beal. Wah!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Catches the shoe, freezes. Oh, God.
I broke it.
Nothing beats pizza for midnight snack.
And again, there's things of being like, there's some of the stuff where it comes off to me as way more goddamn random and weird.
Yes.
Of like, which you could go totally like, embrace then the Eldritch horror bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But it's like they want to seemingly like try to be like, no, there are things going on. I'm like, then fucking have your character mention them / notice them / set up your scene.
Included in.
This
have
is
your character.
so.
Yeah, the main character should be included in their own experiences.
Yes.
I'm also just like, I feel like there's this theme
Because he just abruptly suddenly has pizza.
I was say, whenever Beal doesn't know what to do, whenever he's a little anxious or a little stressed, or when he's feeling awkward, like give me a Twix moment, he just shoves food in his face. I don't know what to say, I shove food in my face.
Right.
I can see that being a thing, and for him, even though he's always asking for food, he just can produce food out of himself anywhere, like pocket food. Like he's just literally, I pulled pizza out of my pocket and started eating it.
Which is actually me eating, which is more like me sort of like sucking my thumb more than anything else. Well, I don't mean to infantilize that in any way, but this thing was like, that's a comfort behavior.
I'm doing a comfort action with my own body.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
one. So yeah.
Like he's stimming kind of thing where people will like play with rings or pick at their skin, which isn't necessarily a thing I want to actually encourage because you can really tear yourself apart, actually.
But it is a thing that helps you focus on a different stimulus than the anxiety of the conversation.
Like people will pick at their hair, chew on their hair, they'll play with their clothing, they'll do all sorts of various
And so for
things.
him, just suddenly producing food is very much like, a comfort action, I would say. And that works for me. I think that's been fairly consistent to be able to be interpreted that way.
Yeah.
Whenever he gets in an awkward spot, he's like, food in my face. Yes. Damn it, Beal. Listen to me when I'm talking to you. Wait a minute. Is that my slice you've got there in your other hand? If you had food on you, yes.
Apparently?
I could really go for a soda right now. I'm gonna go run to the kitchen.
Goodbye! Boink!
Hey, Beal! You put down one of those slices you're holding right now! Hey! And they both run out of your room and it's fine.
Especially like the thing that makes me laugh too is I wonder if they are so concerned that actually if the characters do anything else, if they're anything other than these perfectly standing models of look how hot I am, do they feel like basically their game would start to be uninteresting? Because everybody hates slice of life. Everybody hates learning things about each other. They just want to go, God, you're just really hot. I'm like, is that really what you're trying to write here? Like,
what I feel like is it's a level of intentional objectification. They're trying to attract you to the object that is this idea of a man or a love interest.
Right.
And so they objectify them super hard so you don't have to think too deeply, and so it can avoid opinions.
Right.
Everyone can like them the more blank of a slate they are, and if they have actions that are familiar, even if they're dismissive, you have your physical framing to tell you what's going on. So when you do scene analysis in movies and things, there's this experience of going, how is the lighting framing it? How is the camera framing it? How is the music framing it? So even if someone's doing a huge asshole move, if the camera frames it and the music frames it, and the artistic framing shows this is cool as fuck, it is very hard for us to emotionally separate that this is an asshole thing to do from this is cool as fuck.
Right.
And that's I feel like that's the kind of framing they're using here.
Yeah.
It's very hard to separate this is behavior that I don't really enjoy from this is hot as hell.
Right.
And that's what they're going for. because then you don't have to worry whether or not your dialogue's desirable. Your character is framed as desirable. All right. Of all the... Seriously, does that guy even ever stop eating? You better keep a close eye on your pizza or he'll steal yours away next. Can you just imagine that we walk out of that room and we get brought to here?
Right.
With pizza?
Right?
By the way, there's something I want you to know. Listen, the next time your life's in danger, I'm gonna be the one to save you, all right? Don't forget that. And if I can't manage to save you, then make sure you die. Got it?
I'd rather you die than embarrass me. Well,
I don't want no one else stepping in and saving you, all right? It's me or no one, understand? Nope, no deal. All right, got it.
I think if we
Why?
were being like, why?
I really see that too, with just a
Why?
What?
I need to understand.
Like, excuse me, why?
We have no connection.
Because, because it's my job.
Aye.
It's a phone!
Hey!
Ah!
That's wild.
Huh. That ain't my phone. Is it yours? Is that our ringtone? Is that our demonic
That's
ringtone?
great.
Is that a... Hey.
Also, that is the longest ringtone I've ever heard in my life. It's fine.
Man, your DDD is ringing. Yeah, well, we can't answer it. You're busy talking.
Oh, yeah,
All
too
right,
bad.
so that is the end of this chapter. And thank you so much for joining us for the discourse.
Yes,
which is so much
absolutely.
discourse. And also all of the headcanon/fanons. Anyway, if you like what we do, we would love it if you would like, comment, subscribe. We do respond to our comments because we are not big enough to get too many comments.
It's true, huh?
We do love how thoughtful many of our viewers are in coming up with things. Or if you just have something fun or playful to say, you enjoyed the video, it's super cool to hear it.
Absolutely. We very much appreciate that. And also, if you'd like to support us as well, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We got some links down below. We'd really appreciate it if you did go look at that. My name is Scandal, though, and I have been here.
And my name is Liz, and I have also been here.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!